Hi, once again, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're just watching for the first time, my name is Francis Anako. I teach chemistry. I talk on I give motivational talks. I talk on real life issues. I also tell stories, stories that will motivate you. Yeah. So if you're looking to learn chemistry, I use the scheme of work from SS1 to SS3. Everything concerning SS1 to SS3 will be contained in this my YouTube channel. So whenever you want to come and check, you can always check. Then if you're depressed and you're looking for a kind of motivation, a kind of lifting up of your spirits, this is the right channel for you. Just tune in, search and scroll to YouTube and search for Francis Onako. All my videos will appear, and then you choose the one that you want. If you're yet to subscribe, please you're free. Press that red button staring at you in front, and then hit the notification bell near it so that anytime I post a video, you'll be notified. For my returning subscribers, you are the real MVPs. I don't joke with you. Thank you so much. So today we are going to talk on chemistry. Yes, talk on chemistry, and the topic we are going to discuss today is atomic structure. Have you heard of atomic structure? Have you heard of atoms? Okay, and the structure. If you haven't heard of it, you're in the right place at the right time, and if you've heard of it, you're still at the right place at the right time, because no knowledge is a waste. You might not have heard enough about it. You might hear some here that will help you add to the ones you already know about. So if you're ready for this very interesting topic, it's going to be very, very interesting. I assure you, it's an interesting topic. You'll be glued to your screen until I finish, because I teach my chemistry in a non-conventional way. Yeah, so you will be glued until the lesson is over. So if you're ready, I am ready. So let's get started.
Over the horizon, over the horizon.
Welcome back. So like I told you, today we are going to discuss atomic structure. Have you heard of atoms? Yeah. Dalton said in his atomic theory that atoms are made up of small indestructible particles. That is, particles that cannot be destroyed. However, experiments involving electrolysis indicate that certain compounds contain charged particles called ions. I-O-N, not ion. Ion used in our house, not ion, but ions. And how are these ions produced? Nobody knows about it. Yeah, the formation could not be explained. So because of this, some other scientists decided, even doubting, due to this and other observations, scientists had to start thinking of modifying their views. So scientists had to start modifying their views. That is why you're a scientist. You can't just accept what somebody has said at face value. You need to verify, do experiments, observe, observe, experiment, infer, and then finally have your theory, to make sure that, people always say I ask a lot of questions. Sometimes I prefer to ask, I behave like a mumu and ask mumu questions in order to get what I want. That is it, As a scientist, you have to keep asking. You have to if you're not the curious type, you develop curious mind in order to get what you want, even if it means behaving like a fool. Being called a mum. Like they always says, which kind of question is this you're asking? I want to know. What is it, one? I want to know. Tell me if you know. That's one of my methods of getting what I want. So they had to modify the series of experiments were now carried out towards the end of the 19th century and beginning of the 20th century, which now led to the discovery of the fundamental subparticles of the atoms, which are the electrons, the protons, and the neutrons. These are the three subparticles of the atom: the electron, proton, and the neutrons, as you can see there on the screen. Electron, protons, and the neutrons. Now, the proton has a positive charge. That's with experiments observed. The proton has a positive charge and a relative mass of 1. That's when you're using carbon-12 as a standard. It has a relative mass of 1. The electron has a negative charge. It has a negative charge and a relative mass of -1. That is the electron. Okay. Now, these two, proton has +1. That's the charge. Electron has -1. That is their charges. Now, okay. However, sorry for the delay, I had to think of something. However, the neutron has no charge, but it has a mass of 1. Okay, the neutron, it has no charge, but it has a mass of 1. The characteristic of the neutron is the sum of the proton and the electron. That is how it is. The characteristics of the neutron is the sum of that of the proton and the electron. Check them now. Proton has a positive what? Charge. That is +1. Okay. Electron has a negative charge, which is -1. Neutron has no charge. That is +1 -1. When you add it, +1 -1 gives you what? 0. It has a charge. Now, proton has a mass of 1. Electron has no mass. Electron has no mass. It has 0 as mass. But neutron has a mass of 1. So when you add it, 1 + 0 is equals to what? 1. So that is how it is. Now, the discovery, how are these electron and protons, how are they discovered? J.J. Thomson now went into action. He's early day scientist. You know what we have now? Everybody wants this easy now. The early day scientists, abroad, they're still very serious about it, doing experiments, researches. We Nigerians have to sit up. We really have to sit up and not just take things we are told at face value, including myself. Yes, I also have to sit up and not take things told me at a face value. So J.J. Thomson now went into action to see how this electron can be, how it was discovered. He now showed that in 1897, many of us were not even born then, 1897, he showed that when a potential difference of 5,000 volts was applied across a glass tube containing a gas at a very low pressure of about 0.0001 atmosphere, the tube began to glow. When that potential difference was increased to 1,500 voltage, a bright green glow now appeared on the glass. Thomson was able to prove that the glow was due to some kind of rays which traveled in straight lines from the cathode. He called those rays cathode rays. Now he now went further to experiment that cathode rays, and this experiment now showed that those cathode rays, among others, are composed of only negatively charged particles. He now argued that these particles were fundamental, these particles were fundamental particles, which is present in all matter. He concluded that these particles are electrons. He now decided to measure their ratio, and this ratio now gave us 1.76 times 10 raised to power 11. 1.76 times 10 raised to power 11 is on the screen, which is now the specific charge of the electron. That is how electron was discovered. He went further to discover protons. He now repeated this earlier experiment because he said that since the atom is electrically neutral, there exists inside there must be enough positively charged particles there to neutralize this negative charged particle that he has found. So he decided to do another experiment, repeat another experiment. He now found out that this time he now used a discharge tube with a central cathode with a hole in it. He noticed a reddish glow in the opposite direction to the green glow, and then proved that it was due to positively charged rays. He went further to experiment, showing that these positive rays required much larger magnetic fields to cause their deflections, which shows that they are heavier than the electrons. The mass of the positively charged particles now depended on the nature of the gas in the tube. These positive ions he now called protons. Each carries a unit of positive charge, and on measuring the ratio, you now find it to be 9.58 times 10 raised to the power 7 coulomb per kg. 9.58 times 10 raised to the power 7 coulomb per kg. Concluding, he assumed the charge on the proton to be plus 1, and then that on the electron to be minus 1, meaning that the proton is 1.840 times heavier than the electron. That is his conclusion. So with this, I believe you have learned how the sub-particles of what is contained in the atoms, proton, electron, and the neutrons, and how the protons and the electrons were discovered by J.J. Thomson. You can say you have not gained anything from this short lesson. Next lesson we are going to have is going to be on the atomic theory of J.J. That's J.J.'s model of the atom, his own model of the atom, because many of these scientists now each went and formed his own, observed and then and formed his own model. So J.J. Thomson's model is the next we are going to discuss on this topic. So I believe you've gained something. I did not waste your precious time, your precious 10 or 20 minutes to listen to this video. Like I told you, you'll be glued to the end. With this, we've come to the end of this particular lesson. And stay tuned for the next lesson. And if you've not subscribed, please don't forget to do so. Okay, hit that red button and hit the notification bell so that you will not miss any video. So till next video, do have a pleasant day and say bye.